to you. You want to present the weekly inspiration?
All right, thank you, Ka. So for for this week's weekly inspiration, I would like to bring in Michael Reeves. You may or may not have heard of him. He's essentially a tech YouTuber. Well, I wouldn't say tech YouTuber. He's more of a tech comedy YouTuber. He makes these dumb robots, dumb inventions. Some of his inventions include a robot that shoots lasers into your eyes, or a Roomba that screams and shouts when it bumps into things, a camera that shocks the subject upon taking a picture, or my favorite, which is his latest video, a robot dog that puts his beer into a cup. So this guy is actually a genius in coding. He has been coding since like middle school, I believe, and he's been a huge inspiration for me to learn code. So he's born in Hawaii. He's raised there also. There's not much things to do there, so he learned to code to get a secure job since he needs to feed himself and not die. Around this time, he started making projects, be it hardware projects or software projects. He then disagrees with the school system, resulting in him dropping out of college and working as a government contracted software engineer. He gets bored of his job later on and starts making these dumb projects and uploads them to YouTube. Around this time, he's also so broke that he almost lived in his car. And like now, he has over 6 million subs on YouTube and has more than 300 million channel views. So I think the core values that we can learn from Michael is to fail fast, one of them. Since all his videos, all his ideas that he implemented into real life, he said this in a stream once. He's not sure that it will be great, but he starts doing it first. If it's not good, then he'll cancel the video. But if it's good, then it's good. Another one is never settle. In another one of his streams, he mentioned that he can take up to 100 takes per scene in this video, just to get that perfect shot. So he never settles, and he also stays up. There's one time where he stays up until like 5 in the morning, doing like retakes of the shoots. So because he wants it to be like perfect, immaculate. So that's never settled. And another one is, I'm not too sure about this one, but I'm gonna just throw it in there. Help others first. He eventually his presence is so demanded by viewers that when he appears in other people's videos or other people's streams, that person's channel will grow, like visibly grow. So I guess that is also helping others first. I guess something we can learn from Michael is that work something that you have a passion in, since he quits his job and starts making these like hardware projects, right? And yeah, his dedication overall. So that's all for me. Back to you, Ka.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rafael. That was a great inspiration. I love how you draw it, a connection to the core values in such a nice manner. So next one, we'll move on to vision and mission statement. So now I hand it over to our CEO, Mr. Jing.
Thank you very much, Manessa. So a few words before we go on. I'm going to take a few moments to summarize the things, right? So right now, I think everyone knows we're in the middle of some lockdowns here in Indonesia. And of course, that has effects and repercussions on business, our mood, and other parts of the company and the industry and the world at large. And I want to say just a few words to give everyone some inspiration and some motivation, and also the correct mindset of how we should actually see this pandemic in the way that it affects our company, our greater guest community, our partner community, and of course our employees that work here at Bukit Vista. So one of the things I'd like to kind of remind everybody is that the heritage of this company has always been born through uncertainty. So when we first began the company, it was myself and Liana. Actually, even before that, I arrived as a backpacker back in 2004 in Indonesia. I had no money in my pocket. I lost my passport, and I only knew one person, and that was my wife. But through the spirit of embracing that particular uncertainty and embracing that situation, a few decades later, or not too many decades, about 15 years later, we have this now. And everybody here in this company is part of that journey that we firmly established basically in the very beginning. So when we have, let's say, a very tough situation like what's happening in the pandemic, when we have these disease that's going around and changing the way that we live and changing the way that we work, changing the way that we worship in all dimensions of our life, I think I'd like to bring to everyone's attention that we have choices to make. We have choices because we are free agents. We are free to make up our minds. So one of the things that we've chosen throughout the history of this company is we've chosen to embrace the spirit of adventure, embrace the spirit of uncertainty. And as a result of that, I think we've seen great things. We've chosen not to be afraid. We've chosen not to let our fears and panic get the best part of us and stop us from inspiring delight. We've chosen to look for people that we can help, chosen to think about others that might benefit from our services and our work, and really focus our attention on improving that. Thinking about how innovation can actually solve problems rather than thinking about how fear or uncertainty solves problems. I think this is a big core value and a core concept of what makes our company the way it is. So the last thing I want to inspire everybody with is I know many of us are young professionals just getting started out in your careers, and this is a very difficult and challenging time. And I'm reminded of my early post-college experiences where I came out also in a recession. So back then we had something called a dot-com bust, and the economy was in shambles. I came out with a degree in electrical engineering expecting to earn lots of money and get started with my new career that I had been spending my young adult life working on. And sadly, that wasn't the case. But instead of being disappointed with the economy, instead of blaming the world or taking a too macroscopic look at things, I decided to start working on small things that I could change first. So I looked around and I saw opportunity. I saw that there was opportunity in selling computer parts, and then later furniture. And with the revenues and money that I generated from this particular ideas, I was able to travel the world. I was able to see all these different places that I had never been to. I visited 15 countries and traveled for 2 years. I discovered Indonesia and discovered my future life here in Indonesia. And that was all as a result of being in an uncertain situation, looking down a recession that was depressing people, that was making a lot of people feel very hopeless. But instead of seeing that, what I chose to see was I chose to see opportunity. So let perhaps that be an inspiration for everybody here, right? That we do have choices that we can make about how we want to see this particular situation. Do we want to see it as opportunity? Do we want to see it as something that is a looming, vague threat above us? Well, I hope you all make your choices for today. I hope you choose something that inspires delight. Okay, that's it for my little speech. I'll turn next to Vidi, actually. Vidi has this new concept that I think inspires delight. It's this idea of a grand mentee. If Vidi is here, I see he is. Maybe Vidi can explain to us what a grand mentee is.
Yep. So this is actually one of these random things that I said during Zio's exit presentation. It's interesting to see it here, but I remember that in the beginning, when Chris was a new intern here, I unofficially became his mentee and guide him through the processes in Bukit Vista. And it's very interesting to see that he's actually a mentor right now, like a full-fledged mentor, having an intern actually completing their own internship program. And I just jokingly said like, oh, hi, Grand Mentee, and so on and so forth. Actually, it makes a lot of sense because I think that is one of the growth that I feel when saying the phrase Grand Mentee, that I realized that I'm a part of a storyteller being able to create more people that do storytelling and retell my stories that and I also retell the story of Bukit Vista. So that's the essence and the concept of a grand mentee in a sense. So yeah, back to you, sir.
Okay, next, let's keep on going and take a look at examples of where people are really living the mission of the company. So the first one is Lilith. Is Lilith here, actually? Let's see. Lilith, are you
Yes,
there?
sir.
All
I'm
right.
here.
Perfect. So I'd like to give Lilith a preface. For a very long time, the company has been working on how to actually expand, meaning add more partnerships to our community without losing the integrity and the focus of inspiring delight for each particular partner. So Lilith has been working on this for quite a long time, quietly, I think, for the most part, and she's made, I think, what can be accurately called a breakthrough. And I think this inspires, and I'll turn to Lilith to describe a little bit about what she's done.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So yeah, basically, I just want to share here that our community team is actually starting from the grand mission of the company, which is transforming 50 partnership in 6 months. It is end of on the August. And then we actually don't really understand what is transformation means at the beginning. And then we try to define what is transformation, and we found Chip Conley's investor pyramid, and we try to translate it like from each stage, from new alignment, transactional alignment, relationship alignment, and to legacy. The pyramid is there, and then further we define each stage and construct the milestones, like adapting the stage into Bukit Vista condition. I attached the link there, so we find the stage where what is transactional alignment, what is relationship, and what is legacy. Later on, after we understand that, we try to define the quality of our partnership through defining the criteria of our partnership, like what's the communication, and then what is the guest review, commitment, occupancy, availability. It's actually like telling us what is the quality of our partnership. Why we need to do that, because as Mr. Jing said, later on we want to grow, like manage as many property as we can, but sometimes when adding more, we also lose some. So we try to maintain the quality of our partnership to prevent offboarding actually, and to keep adding the new partnership. And then we also integrate both of the quality and also the stage into X and Y axis, where the Y axis is actually partnership quality, partnership stage, and then the X axis is the partnership quality. Then what is the end goal of our transformation is to transform as many of our partner into legacy with high quality. If you can scroll down again, and we can find the last picture. Last picture down again. Yeah, that one. No. Up again. The green one. Yep, yeah. So this one is the final result of our classification. We map the partner into each stage. And then what is the actionables that we want to do? If we see that there's a partner with no alignment, it means that we want to transform them to transactional at least. And the end goal is to legacy high. So the upper right. We need to more green in the upper right, basically. Yeah. So that's the background of this concept actually, and to keep our system grow and also keep the quality of our partnership. I think that's that I can.
Thank you very much, Lilith, for the explanation. I think what Lilith and her team has done is actually very inspirational. We actually can look and understand what transformation means in a visual format, and we can track it, and we can measure it, and we can manage it now. So we've turned something that was very, very abstract into something that is much more concrete. And I think this is due to all the hard work and effort and innovations that Lilith and her team has brought forward. So thank you very much, Lilith. Next, let's go to Aika. Let's see, Aika. I think you are starting. Is Aika here? She's starting a little group based on content writing, and I thought that was an inspiration for spontaneous leadership. If Ika's here, maybe she can explain it a little bit. If Ika's not here, then we'll have to skip it, and we'll come back to Ika next time then. Let's go next to Sharon then. Sharon is working on some new innovations with Instagram Reel. Sharon, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Sharon, step forward and tell us about Instagram Reels.
Okay, so the idea of Instagram Reels was actually brought up by Kak Gani, and we did some reading about it, and we noticed that it was very similar to TikTok actually. And so the chances of getting the videos blow up on Instagram Reels were really high. So eventually we gave it a try, and on the first MVP we used a recycled video because we didn't have time to record and produce actual content, and we need to do it as soon as possible. So we just ended up like getting a video from our own Instagram and posting it on Reels. And as a result, this first MVP did not reach our KPI. And after a day, it only had around like 70 views, which is actually low for Instagram Reels because we expected it to be over 500 views. So we figured that it was because of the blurry and low quality video that Instagram hadn't prioritized our reel. And after more learning and experimenting on other Reels and Instagram accounts, I told my insights to the team and gathered more high resolution resources to put together the second MVP. And that was posted like exactly the next day after the first MVP. So basically, we learned that Instagram wants us to put more useful texts. So like something that conveys more important information, maybe who Bukit Vista is or like contact information, etc. And they also want us to put high resolution content as well as using their features such as like camera effects and etc. And so because we applied this practice, our second MVP actually reached our KPI and it got around 739 views in terms of awareness, but we noticed that the engagement was actually still quite low. So after more learning and researching, we posted our third Instagram reel last Sunday and actually blew up and reached around 1,600 views. And there was almost around like 30 likes, but we still noticed that it was still less interaction. And from this, we actually learned that Instagram Reels are better for the awareness funnel at first. And we are still learning to create Reels content that could increase the engagement. Yeah, so, and you guys can go on Instagram and give it a like or comment. And we actually also like have a TikTok account. So if you have TikTok, it would be very much appreciated if you follow it as well.
Okay, thank you very
Yeah,
much,
that's it.
Sharon.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. I think that's a good discovery, and the results definitely show almost exponential improvement on each stage. So congratulations on that that strategic discovery on Instagram. Let's go next to Zaki. Zaki actually found something I thought that was maybe one of our blind spots for a while. And I think this can have a lot of impact across on all three funnels, both the guest, partner, and employee funnel. Zaki, please step forward and tell us what you discovered.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jing. I discovered this while I was working on Facebook paid campaigns, Facebook ads for the partnership funnel. This kind of campaign has been previously conducted several times. So as you can see on the screen, here is what a typical Facebook marketing funnel looks like. So there's 4 stages, top funnel, middle funnel, bottom funnel, and the last one is basically retention. And can you please scroll down a bit? Okay. On the second picture, and this is what I think the funnel looks like on the previous iteration of this Facebook ads campaign. So please scroll down a bit again. Yep. Okay, so from those 2 pictures, as you can see, guys, that I think the funnel that were used on the previous iteration were shorter than the typical funnel. For the hypothesis of that, I think there was a misunderstanding or confusion in what should be in a top funnel stage and middle funnel stage. I noticed that the hard selling contents are used on the top funnel campaign, whereas on the top funnel campaign, we want to attract strangers to see and to know what our business is doing, what our brand is doing, what we did, what we do. And then I noticed that previous campaign content went straight to persuade potential partner to use our solution or hard selling, I say, instead of trying to build customers' trust first. This resulted in a low success in terms of generating high quality leads or MQLs. So what I discover is the higher the cost of the products or service, the longer it takes for people to think and to come to a purchase decision. There are many variables to think about if we want to purchase, let's say, a house rather than if we want to purchase candy from the candy store, right? So there's a need to nurture these low quality leads. An example of people who interact with our ads to become high quality leads. An example, people who shows strong buying intent or strong intent. Let's say if we were to expect a better result from this initiative. So the pros of nurturing leads itself, it could help to increase the conversion rates, increase the MQLs that we actually generated by this campaign. While the cons is it needs more time and money to execute because the funnel it will get longer and it will take a longer time for potential partners to become our MQLs. And I found that sadly here we tend to focus on bringing leads and converting them too quickly while hoping that those leads will turn into MQLs on itself. So there's no effort in the there's not much effort in the middle funnel to help the potential customer to truly understand and know what we want to do and what we're trying to help them. So the lesson learned from my discovery is do not try to sell anything at first in the top funnel or the awareness campaign. Try to give the audience some value for free instead. Don't try to sell anything to them. It will make them, I don't know, shy away or run, and we lost our potential customer. And then the second one is middle campaign funnel or nurturing are key to improve the MQLs generation. Then lastly, in the long run, cost of nurturing leads is probably still cheaper than the cost of losing potential customer due to lack of effort in the middle funnel. And then these stages are equally important and should not be overlooked at all. Okay, I think that's from me. Over back to Mr. Jim.
Okay, thank you very much, Zaki. I think we can go on to the next segment. I'll hand it back to Manessa now. Kyla and Andreas' update, I think, has already been given last week. Okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Mr. Jing. Now we'll move on to the next segment, which is the weekly mission inspiration. So we'll call out the chapter leads for each chapter for this. So let's start with Andre to present the first mission inspiration. Over to you, Andre. Is Andre here? Oh, okay. Andre has class. All right. So I guess I'll just go over what he's written over here. So the Andhra guests so feel happy to stay with us, even though the swimming pool is not that big. This happened. I did a small chat with them about what are some key amenities when they choose a property. So that's a quick look at the chat. We can move on to next to Gray to present. Oh, sorry. I think this entire mission is just this. Yeah. Okay, we'll move on to another mission, which is by presentation, which is by Andre. After Max left Didi's place, Didi took back the property and was very fast and couldn't be more happy about it. I offered him a long-term selling and in response, he was happy about it, and I want to schedule a meeting about it. So this is another chat. We can everyone can have a look at it in their own time. So now we can move on to Tendi to present the next mission inspiration.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. So the first is the online inspection support by partner. So yeah, since there is a PKM and I prefer to innovate the field daily routine it online. And then one of the MVP is with the Kubunyang Yang partner team, and they actually very supported our program. And then also I got two more partner that willing to do the online inspection as well and support me. And then I will do it by today for lot 6, and then also in Uluwatu Puriklapa. And then can you scroll down? Yeah, so this is actually I give some I tell to show some what's called things that I need to check for the quality control, like the design, the trailer, everything, and I screenshot it as our documentation like that. And then the second one, can you scroll down? Yeah, the second one is we got a 5-star review from the owner of Tanjung Bidadari Villa in our GMB. So our GMB is rising again. Yeah, that's the review that he said the Bukit Vista is the best professional property management, and then trusted, and then all the service is great and responsive, and then there is no like one things like that. Thank you. Back to Manasa.
Thank you, Tendi. So for the next mission inspiration, we can move on to RV. RV, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Vanessa. So here are the positive transformation from our employees. The first one, we get one mentor who is happy to see mentee achievement. I believe the mentees are members of marketing and BI. And then the second, someone successfully made a compost and fixed a bug on Airbnb with the PD team and learned finance reservation as well. And the third one, someone finished intern graduation presentation and then created MOU and got 2 speakers for BVC and e-talk in collaboration with the team, and also sent the first PR newsletter. And last but not least, community Trello board has better organization for now, so better prioritization as well. Yeah, that's it, Vanessa. Thank you.
All right, thank you, RV. So now we'll move on to the next mission inspiration, which is from Nadia. Nadia, over to you.
Okay, hello, good morning, everyone. So the update for from PD actually. So we have successfully submit our iOS version for BBGO and already approved by the App Store. If you guys take a look at the link before, it will direct you guys to the App Store, and it will be available for download. But we need to do some configuration first before we distribute it to partners. Okay, that's it. And the next one is we have a new feature of checking the user app version. Basically, the logic, if it's older version, we ask the user to update their app to get better experience. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadia. So Chris, the next mission inspiration is from Chris. So over to you, Chris.
Okay, thank you, Vanessa. So actually, PD made a new backend API campaign, basically a campaign to make a brand new backend API, and the infrastructure is from ground up. We're trying to solve our current issues on development so developers can spend more time developing feature instead of spending too much time reading and understanding the code itself by following the best practices. And we are going to use microservices architecture, considering the scalability and growth of the company in the future as well. Maybe that is the sneak peek of the current management of the project. So yeah, let's see what's happening in the next couple of weeks. And hopefully it can help a lot of people, especially developers. Thank you. Back to you, Vanessa.
Thank you, Chris. So next we have Gani presenting the next mission inspiration. So over to you, Gani.
Thank you, Manasa, and good morning, everyone.
So I have centralized all of our content asset into correct folder in Google Drive. So everyone, if you need a specific content like photos or videos for your project, please refer to this Google Drive. So yeah, it's hopefully it can make everyone easy to create content creation on some stuff like that. Yeah, back to Manasa.
Okay, thank you, Gani. So that's it for the weekly mission inspirations. Thank you, everyone. So for now, for EES, I call. Sorry. Now I invite HR to give the EES announcements. Uh,
Okay, thank you. I will be going through the ES updates for this month for June 2021. So for first one, the overall results that are positive, with giving employees the space to be involved and innovative, the growing population in the company, our ways to adopt with change, which is the call and response method that we use now. And also the partnership funnel is doing well. And if you scroll down a little bit more, so there's what we mentioned for group meetings and sync-ups, right? What we can control because our company is growing, so we could probably explore breakout rooms for chapters who have a large number. But when we do breakout rooms, we probably need to look through, think about the strategically separating meetings and the sub leaders needed for each separate meeting. The agenda of the meeting is also important for group meetings, and also the outcome. And if we summarize it, we can decide about the decision, postpone decision making, generate ideas for new pivot card, and no decision, which will help to frame our objectives for each meeting. So this can help us to decide whether there is a need to have face-to-face meetings. And thus, we hope that through this, we can have better time management and have useful and productive meetings. Next, for communication tools. So we hope that CLs and VCLs can encourage the use of Discord, especially for feedback after Scrum, for example. And maybe we can use Discord for more impromptu discussions and short discussions. So we also have a refined communication tools guideline, and there's also a screenshot for what we want to take note in particular. So it's mainly with regards to the expected response time for Slack, Trello, Dropbox Paper, and Discord respectively. And moving on to time blocking. So we hope to encourage everyone to use their Google Calendar to do time blocking for meetings and personal projects and tasks. So I will also be contacting those with little visibility of their calendar to see if there's anything that I can help you guys with. And through this, we hope that there's greater visibility and better time prioritization. So there's also the ultimate Google Calendar cheat sheet at the site. So you can look through that if there's anything you want, if there's any questions you have about the Google Calendar. And finally, for happy hour orientation, so we decided that you don't have to feel obligated to join for happy hour orientation. And as we will also be working on internal improvement for HR, and we might be doing an MVP of moving happy hour from 5 to 6 p.m. to end within working hours. So for some of the results and follow-up on the May update, on the May ES, so for the monthly OKR, we noticed that there were some inconsistencies found in employees and interns OKRs. So both HR and CLs will be monitoring the team members' OKRs, and the OKRs will be reviewed and created by the 2nd of every month. And for peer-to-peer review, we'll still continue with the current workflow because based on HR peer-to-peer MVP, we agree that although it saves a lot of time, there's a lack of engagement and it doesn't inspire delight. And moving on to the next one for all hands personal updates, we will still continue having everyone to read their personal update. And for the core value recognition, more interns and employees are nominating other team members who have shown core values. So I think that's a great improvement. And for the commentary on all hands, more people from outside chapters can be seen commenting. So let's continue engaging with one another. So that's all from me. Back to Manasa.
Thank you very much, Jenna. So next section. Oh, sorry. That was. So we can move on to our next section, which is the team. So I would like to call our CEO, Kavidi, to present the team.
Right. Thank you very much, Manasa. Hi, guys. Welcome back to All Hands. It's me again, Fidi.
Hi, Vidi.
Hi. And first, actually, I'm seeing a lot of improvement. I would like to remind everyone that our July 21 team is actually go even deeper. And I walked around the company in the past week, and I see that there are a lot of people who implement this in their daily processes. I would like to bring up one example. For example, in BI, we have Vera Chua presenting this discussion topic in BI regarding challenging the idea of best practice. So she mentioned that, okay, so best practice, because of the wording like best, a lot of interns might, or maybe a lot of people actually might mistakenly treat it as a perfect algorithm already, or like perfect guideline. But if we kind of like think about it, we strive to go even deeper. We try to improve continuously our processes, right? And we decided that, okay, let's try to start calling it a guideline then, because maybe right now in this current context, it's the best we can do, like the optimal solution that we can find, but it should always be updated. And therefore, let's say from now on, we call this best practice papers as guideline. I would like to see that around the company. I will try to propagate this idea the best I could. I think in BI, we already tried this concept, and yeah, basically, let's try to change the way we call this best practice to avoid to have a growth mindset and also continuous improvement. Thank you for that. And next, we'll go to the partnership goal of 50 partnership in 6 months. We saw that there are 3 new partner leads converted. I provided the images below. I would like to invite Pak Wayan to introduce these 3 partner contracts signed.
Okay, thank you, PD. For the 3 contracts signed, if you can scroll the name.
Yes, we can scroll a little bit. Yep, we have first the Komala Guest House here.
Yeah, there's Komala Guest House and JJ Homestay and the Lucky. Actually, there's 3 more.
Yep.
But actually, just registered it recently. You might not see it yet, but there's 3 more. So, but yeah, this 3 that already here, it's been signed and MOU.
Yeah. Could you share a little bit of detail for everyone so that everyone's aware, like where is Komala Guest House and what are the interesting features more that we can try to appreciate from this property?
Okay. So this all Komala, JJ Home and JJ Home in Canggu. So that basically JJ Home is like this. They know already Bukit Vista before, and then the first property didn't work out, but somehow they come back again and we work again. So that's JJ Home House. I think if everyone know like Ayu Mirah before, so maybe Jim know like the old people. So her name is Ayu Mirah. Komala Guest House, I think also in Canggu and the Lucky. So this is like referral. So yeah, that's what is about the Lucky and JJ and Komala Guest House.
Okay, thank you Mo for the introduction. So according to, actually I contacted Tadin for this one. It's Komala Guest House Sagan. So it might be a different property, but still within the same owner. Kagani approved, I paid there. And in total, we see that we have achieved, I think, 43 transform partners in the last 6 months. Thanks also for the update from last week from the partnership funnel. And that means we have achieved 86% of our target. And then next to the survive goal, we see that up to this point, today is the 13th of July, we achieved 41,899, which is 69%, 69.83%. If you guys compare it to the revenue last week, there is a 1.5K reduction of the not in a month booking, meaning that bookings that happens outside previously, prior to this month. There have been a lot of cancellations and there have been increase as well, but this causes the revenue to be stagnant. And I would like to keep motivating the guest funnel, guys. Good luck fighting. So I'm sure that we can figure out a lot of more insights and actionables based on that. But that makes us that gets us to 69.83% of our current revenue target of $60,000 US. And yeah, thank you very much. And overall, congrats to the partnership team for the huge updates for in the last week and good fighting for the guest funnel. Back to the moderator, Anasa.
Thank you, Kavidi. So now we can move on to the chapter main achievements. So now for CM, I'd like to start with Tendi for the CM achievements announcement.
Okay, thank you. So the first is arrange the community chapter Trello board with better presentation. Thank you for Lilis. And then the second one is execute some new innovation on the campaign, like property quality control tools and then LGT proposal and metrics and then ads. Back to Manasa.
Thank you. And next one, we have Andre from HR. So over to you, Andre.
Yep, I'll take this one. So from HR, we see the drop of documents and also check-in pace in the last week has been attached there. And next, we're also seeing more contribution of revenue from direct means. So I believe the guest funnel will work on that.
Thank you, Kavili. So from HR, Shailin, would you like to share the HR's announcements?
Okay, thank you, Manasa. Okay, so from HR, so the team is trying to adjust the format for Wednesday Scrum to be a more thorough discussion on each sub-funnels. So based on the feedback gathered, the discussion will be held like according to our needs, so it's more flexible in this case. And then another one, we noticed that there's like development from our P2P sessions for each one of the team members, how each one of us have grown like along the past few months. So yeah, that's for the HR team achievement. Back to you, Manasa.
Thank you, Shailin. So from PD, we have Bayu. So Bayu, would you like to make the announcement for PD?
Okay, thank you, Manasa. So from PD, like our last discussion last week, so to implement the T-shaped skill set when working on projects and problems, actually pretty straightforward to implement in PD because of the nature of the skill, mostly hard skill. So that's a good thing. And then there's a PD pet project, which is the API version 2 that Chris, Dan, and Zay is working on. Has been a great tool actually for intern for trials and get them to learn themselves on the existing and to finding new best practices as well along the way when they are doing trial. While actually the senior developers can use this to exercise guiding interns. So the task is there, but what they do is to guide the interns to how to approach with that task. So that's it.
Thank you, Bayu. So now we go to marketing. Rizal, over to you for the announcements for marketing.
Okay, thank you, Manasa. So for marketing is the first one. Marketing intern regularly innovate to solve problems and improve the current system. And second one is a media estimation announcement on online canvassing. It's motivate the online canvasser to see their result and achievement and not only achieving it.
Okay, thank you very much, Rizal. So and finally we have Lilis from BI.
Yeah, thank you, Manasa. So from the BI chapter, we have our DA team completed the first draft of the pricing strategy guidelines, and then we're also happy that we able to run the BI operational work to assist the HR in making deals by our interns, so they actually learn on how to do pricing directly. Thank you. Back to Manasa.
Thank you, Kalilis. So that's it for the announcements, chapter-wise announcements. So now we move on to personal updates. So now I see it's 10:50 almost. So I would like to propose a 10-minute extension, as I feel like it will take about 20 minutes to complete the personal updates. Everyone's okay with it? Okay, so moving on to the first update, Rafi from community CM. Oh, he's in isolation, so no updates for him as of now. We move on to Tendi from CM. Tendi, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Manasa. So just a quick, so yeah, for the dreams is the Shala trip in Komodo, Labuan Bajo. Actually, I would like to bring CM team and then their family. So I have been to Labuan Bajo, and then I want to come back there because the last time is not enough. So I would like to show my team and then their family. So how is the beautiful Labuan Bajo? And then the science is very amazing. The blue water, Nemo fish, pink beach, also the Padar Island. So it's very worth it if you doing the trip there. And then also my favorite place is the Komodo Island. So we can see the Komodo dragon, the legend. Actually, the and I heard about the story from the local people about the legend of the Komodo. It's very interesting. Thank you.
Let me intervene, everyone. So we're probably not going to finish even with the overtime because there's quite a lot of updates. This is how I would like this to happen. Please take no more than 30 seconds to give your update, and please don't go to the moderator if your turn is coming. Then just go ahead and go next, right? So that way we'll have less switch over. Next, over to Asa.
I think Asa isn't here, so I'll read her update for her. So, stargazing would be Asa's ideal date under the sky with a blanket. So, we all get the picture of a stargazing day. Now we'll move on to Ross. Yeah.
Yeah, I will be very enthusiastic to explore the nature.
Okay, for me, is I like to play floorball to spice things up. Thank you.
For me, I would go with going to New Orleans. So New Orleans a lot, and we often experience it together.
Okay, for me, I don't plan to date anybody's or have any dream date at the moment. So, okay, that's it. Thank you.
For me, my dream date is explore nature, such as Patagonia.
So no update for Andrea, so we can move on to Kyla. Kyla? Oh, maybe your net is a little slow. I'll read out. So, Kyla's dream date would be in the sea. So to take a, I'm sorry, be on a beach, catch a sunset, take a dive because she's a sea person. Okay, it's amazing. Next, Andre. Oh, sorry, yeah, Andre's. So, Andre's dream date would be make music or play games together with the HR team. Okay, that's nice. Okay, Maria.
And I would like to go to Disneyland and play roller coaster. Well, that's it.
Okay, that's really nice. Okay, yeah, Sasha.
Yeah, I'd go on a road trip to every country in the world. Thank you.
Great. I guess Gray's internet slow, so go to Netherlands to visit him and the cute dog around the neighborhood. So that's a picture of the dog. That's really adorable. Okay, Dipta.
I would like to have a motorcycle track day again, like I did before the pandemic with the boys. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Jing.
New Orleans or Cartagena?
Okay, that's great. Shailin?
Okay, track 3 months, either like going around to a new place or just like chill at home watching movies.
Thank you. Thank you. Harvey?
Yeah, I like exploring new places on food and eat lots of delicious food.
Where at?
Beach picnic date while enjoying the sunset or sunrise.
Oh, that's nice. I guess, guys, I'll just keep like scrolling. As soon as you say your name, just start speaking. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, thank you. I would like to have a fun date in an amusement park and an opportunity to have a heart-to-heart talk with my date.
Aaron?
Yes, indoor date with home karaoke. Thank you.
Okay, so we're skipping Furkan and Lalita as they are on sick leave and don't have any updates as of now. So Shumin?
For me, it's just something simple, like basically just spending a day together, without work and like without phone connection. Yeah.
Latifa? Okay, Latifa doesn't seem to be here. So, couple trip in nature places or deep talk in a warm library with a cup of tea. Okay, and I can.
Eating good food and watching something nice.
All right. So Bayu.
Yeah, outdoor activities and also living off grid for a few days.
Okay, and Nadia.
Have a house with one similar for myself.
Next, Chris.
Going to think about this when I'm in one, teman-teman.
Okay. So Zay doesn't have any updates as of now. Okay, Nico. Okay, Nico doesn't seem to be here. So yacht trip around the Italian coast, nice. Okay, Rafael.
My dream date is one that has taken 37 weeks to become fully ripe.
Okay, next, Amelia. Okay, going to the amusement park, especially Universal Studios Japan. I'm a Nintendo fan, yet I haven't visited Nintendo World. Okay, Rizal.
Attend Dream Theater concert.
Okay, and Gani.
Picnic with you.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Aika. So for Aika, the dream day will be backpacking. Okay, so Audrey.
Motorcycle ride around Bandung and drink warm milk with view of the city.
Nice. Zaki.
1 month road trip through Europe.
Okay. And Sharon.
Strolling anywhere around Europe.
Okay. Eriko.
Retiring and living in a small village cut off from the hustle and bustle of city life.
Okay. Kalalis.
Paid leave for vacation.
And Kavidi.
Doing nothing, of course.
Ka David. Okay, going somewhere while talking about the meaning of life. Nice. So Kyla.
Beach day. Read books together, chill, swim, sunset, stargate.
Okay, great. Alif. I'll read this out. Living together in Iceland. Okay. And Kevin.
Yeah, my dream is just staying at home, chill, games, movies, snacks, and chat like there's no tomorrow.
Okay, that's right. Nice. Vera.
My dream is to travel the world. Yeah.
Okay. Arya. Okay, I'll read this out. Date in Switzerland and take a photo with mountain and cow. Okay. Elvina. Okay. My dream date is watching Netflix for a whole day and cuddling. And mine, hiking or traveling to unheard places. Patricia. Okay, Patricia says eating together and just enjoying each other's presence. Nice. And Hakim.
Fancy Indian restaurant, I love Indian food.
All right. So Michael.
Go sightseeing together, watch sunset and sunrise together.
Anis.
Chilling in house and watching movie.
Okay, that's nice. We have a lot of Netflix watching. Dylan?
Yes, the same goes with me. I think just chilling in the house will be the best. Thank you.
Great. That seems like a popular date option. So Bella? Okay. Watching a movie, riding around Java, hiking to unheard place. But okay. So finally, Felix.
Stargazing. Yeah.
Okay, great. So we've come to the end of the personal updates. Thank you everyone for being quick, and thank you, Mr. Jing, for proposing the new way to speed it up. Finally, we have the announcement. I think, Shilin, did you have any announcements for HR?
Yeah, just a quick announcement. So we didn't actually get to post it in the announcement channel Slack, but today we actually have two people on their birthday. So it's actually Lilis and Shumin. So yeah, both of them have the same birthday.
Happy
and,
birthday!
Yeah. Oh yeah, happy birthday to both of you. That's all. Thank you.
Happy birthday to both of you. Hope you guys have a really wonderful year and a wonderful day today. Yeah. I guess with priority questions, maybe a review of the priority questions. Is there? Okay. We can move on to the core value recognition and mentor recognition. So today, for this week, the core value recognition is for Kalilis by Tendi. Tendi, over to you? Would you like to explain your core value recognition?
Okay, thank you, Manasa. So yeah, thank you for Lilis to have CM team actually to arrange the Trello board, and then also we can also prioritize more. And then yeah, happy birthday, Lilis.
Thank you, Gatendi. Thank you, everyone. Happy birthday, Shumin.
Thank you very much, Tendi. And that's I guess we've covered, these are all core value recognitions from previously. So I guess we've covered everything for today. If I've missed anything, feel free to point out.
Manasa, I think it might be a good highlight to recognize some new people who've come on board. I think we have Ekin, who is our first intern coming in from Turkey. So she's starting her work in the HR chapter. Ekin, maybe you could introduce yourself to the company.
Hi everyone. Thank you for welcoming me. So just like Mr. Jenkins said, I'm coming from Turkey. I'm an HR intern, a psychology student going into her senior year. So yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Ekin. And also, as another announcement, we have Ara coming back to Bukit Vista. She is on trials today, so I'll let her step up and.
Hi everyone, very nice to see you all. Here's laughing. Hi Vidi. Yes, I'm on trial today, so in order to make it work, I really need every one of your help to make me on board again. Like it's very nice to finally be able to meet the new people and also the old people juga. So it was really nice to actually be here again. So yeah.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much, Ara. So is there any other new people that need to be announced by their chapter leads or their VCLs? Going once, going twice. Okay, back to Manasa.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jing. So welcome Ekin, and welcome back, Ara. So that's, I guess, if there are no other announcements, we could end all hands today. So I guess we didn't need that much of an extension since it's 11:03. Thank you everyone for joining us today morning. And